Hey everybody, welcome back to Self-Publishing Made Easy. So the reason I'm doing these lessons is not because I'm the expert, but because over the past 3 years, I've done hours and hours and hours of research and study and trial and error in how to effectively self-publish, and I've built a process for myself on how I self-publish a book. So I'm trying to share all of the things that I've learned, all the tips and tricks, maybe help you avoid some mistakes, and answer a bunch of the questions that I see people frequently ask on writing pages and in writing groups. So hopefully you can just come here, get all of those answers, and it will help you avoid a lot of headache and time in the future. So if you are enjoying these lessons, please support me. I'd love, you can check out some links down in the description. You can just support me, or you can buy some of my products, which is like author nerdy humor or support indie author stickers or other merch. So check those out if you are interested in supporting. But otherwise, I always want to keep this information free to help out other indie authors like myself. So today we are going to talk about ISBNs, ASINs, barcodes, copyright, and all that other stuff that seems super confusing. I promised in a previous lesson we'd get into ISBNs, so let's do it in detail here today. As always, remember to subscribe, hit the notification link, and let's get into it. All right, so let's jump into ISBNs. An ISBN is the identifier for your book. It's the numerical fingerprint or code or identifier or whatever you want to call it for your book. There are a lot of books out there that have the same title. And odds are, no matter how original the title, you think you do research, you can go on Amazon, search for your title, there might be another book out there with your same title. But there are no other books out there with your ISBN number. So it's not just title and author is not specific enough. The ISBN is. So every book has to have an ISBN number, and that's how it's cataloged. That's how bookstores look at it. That's how sellers look at it. That's how the Library of Congress is able to catalog your book. So you have to have an ISBN. Now, you can get free ISBN numbers from Amazon and Draft to Digital. Other services offer them as well. If you're just starting out and you don't have the money, you blew everything you've got on editing, getting a free ISBN is a valid way to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. The book still belongs to you. You still own the copyright. You still own the rights to it. It's still your property, but you don't own the ISBN. If you get to the point where you have the money or you're able to buy your own, it's a good idea. Again, I started my own LLC for my author business. We'll talk about that in another lesson. But under that LLC, I purchased ISBNs. They are not cheap, which is odd because it's a digital number created in digital systems, hosted digitally. So it doesn't cost. Anyway, it just costs a lot more than I think it should cost. I think the pricing is probably based off of the old analog way of doing business and cost behind it. But anyway, they are what they are. There's tons of people out there that tell you they're selling you an ISBN. So you might try to shop for the cheapest one, but don't. The only authorized publisher of ISBN numbers in the United States is Bowker. So anyone else selling you an ISBN number just bought them from Bowker and is just reselling them to you. So you might as well just go to the source, even though they seem super expensive. So myidentifiers.com, right here, get your ISBNs now. Now we know that it's not a fixed cost for them because they offer discounts when you buy in multiples. One ISBN costs $125. That's one book identifier. And what you need to know is every version of your book has to have a separate identifier because, it's specific to that product. So your ebook has to have an ISBN. Your paperback has to have an ISBN. Your hardback has to have one. Your audiobook has to have one. So for every book, you could potentially have 4 or maybe more ISBN numbers. So if you're buying one at a time at $125 a pop, that gets expensive. You can buy 10 at $295, obviously a much better deal. So for $300, you can essentially publish 2 books in every format. That would cost you closer to $1,000 if you were buying them singly, individually. Because I know that this is a career and something I'm doing, and I'm publishing a lot, and I have a publishing company, I bit the bullet. It was painful, but I bit the bullet. I spent the $575, and I got the 100 ISBNs. So now, any ISBN that I use, whether it's of my own books or a different author that I'm helping out, it will come back to my company, Williams & Co. Publishing. All right, so that's one service there, and that's necessary. You have to do that. Barcodes. In order for a brick and mortar store to sell your book, it has to have a barcode on it. So Bowker tries to get you to pay for a barcode at $25. Do not buy them from Bowker. You can't, well, I'm going to say do not. Think about it. There are other options out there. So, for example, I can take my ISBN number and go into Canva, into apps, search for Barcode Generator, books are generally EAN 13. So then I would go into my Bowker account, get my ISBN for Dragonstones, and it's a 13 number. And for right now, I'll just 2, 3, 4, 5. Image color, I need it white so that it will be visible on this background. All right. So Amazon will ask you, oops. I dumped it. Where did it go? Maybe I deleted it. There we go. So Amazon will ask you, do you have your own barcode or do you need one generated? So the only difference between this and maybe one you're going to get from Amazon or Bowker is a price. You can see there that it has the price including on that. So if you want to add that price in your barcode, you can do that. You see that a lot in books, and that just shows that that's the base price. Think of it as the MSRP, your suggested price for the book, but a bookseller can change it to whatever they want. Amazon can change the price of your book to whatever they want. If it's in a brick and mortar store, they can charge whatever they want. That's essentially the suggested price. So you can do that if you want. You can find generators that will provide that as well, the price section. But having a barcode allows the bookstore to scan it into their system, manage inventory, manage pricing, and all that stuff. So yes, a barcode is necessary, but if you're just looking for online sales and print on demand through Drafted Digital and Amazon, they'll put a barcode on there for you. This is really only if you are pushing to do it your own print run or to get it into brick and mortar stores, print version. But if you're focused on online sales, you don't need to do it. They'll do it for you. Okay. So you don't have to spend that $25 if you don't want to. Now let's go back to your other option here with Bowker is copyright. So that's a question I see a lot. Do you need to register your book with the copyright in order for your work to be copyrighted? The answer to that is no. And I'm not a copyright attorney, so if you want to dive into it, if you want more details, specifics, legalese, talk to an attorney. right? This is saying a Supreme Court ruling requires you to register your copyright before filing a lawsuit. So but the issue with copyrights is protecting your creation, protecting your book. You can prove that your book is yours digitally now. If you're writing it online, there are date stamps. So you can, if someone pirates your book and you have to show that it belongs to you and not them, you can go back, say in Google Docs. You can go back to when that file was originally created. You can go back. There's a way to see all of the various drafts of and changes in your book, and you can, with date stamps. So you can show that you finished that work on July 1st of last year, and the pirate published it February of this year, whatever. So you can prove ownership or copyright, and as soon as you create a work, that work is considered copyrighted. So this is just saying that if you're going to go to court, if it gets to the point where you have to file a lawsuit in order to get, because someone is using it or fighting your copyright claim or whatever, then you need to go ahead and register your copyright. A copyright, so it's not a bad idea to do. There's nothing wrong with doing it, and it's an added protection for you. So you can do that now, or you can wait and see if you need to do that in the future. And if you need to, you again can still prove the ownership when you file that copyright because of the date stamps in your digital product. So this is not like a book that was written by hand or a product that was created in, physical product in your workshop where it's really hard to show the dates. You're typing on a computer, so there are dates in the metadata of your material. So do you have to do it? No. Is it added protection and comfort? Yes. What are the odds someone is going to copy or try to copy or pirate your work? Right? And you have a lot of other ways to prove it as well. If you published and posted on all your social media that you've published this document, on this date, you've got your date stamps in your work. There's a lot of data you can show to prove that that work belongs to you. Or you can pay $90. This is a decision you need to make. I'm not making this for you. It's just an option. You can do it yourself. You can register your copyright yourself, or you can go through a service like Bowker. Okay, so those are the three options. The other number that you hear a lot is the ASIN, the ASIN number. That is a Kindle, an Amazon Kindle number only. So the A in ASIN stands for Amazon. Every Kindle book, every ebook on Amazon has an ASIN number. So they don't require an ISBN for Kindle books because they have their own categorization system, the ASIN. But if you want to send that book out or publish it anywhere else, you need an ISBN. That ASIN is only good on Amazon. Okay, I want to show you another quick just example of what happens when you get a free ISBN from Drafted Digital. So here I've just done a search of the ISBN number for a book, an ebook that I got. That free ISBN comes up. You can search for your book by ISBN number. It comes up, but let me show you what it says. Because Drafted Digital allows you to write in who your publisher is, that's what shows. It doesn't show Drafted Digital. Even though Drafted Digital owns the ISBN number, they're not transferring it to you. You can still tell it who your publisher is. And that's what will show up on any for sale page. So I just wanted to clarify that a little bit before we jump into the next section. I'm going to show you what it looks like to register your own ISBN after you have purchased one. All right, so let's walk through this. This is the book I started the other day. It's my new book. It's not published yet. So I have started it here. Let's upload our... They only accept a JPEG image here, but in Canva you can download a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF. So that's easy. Subtitle. I haven't decided on a subtitle yet. A time-shifting thriller. thought of the wording yet. A time-spanning thriller. Okay, then you're going to describe your book. Right, this is your blurb. Your medium and format, you need to do one for each, remember. So this would be the ebook, digital online. It's an EPUB. Now you're picking your genres, and you can post it on Amazon under different genres than you pick here, but these are the ones that ISBN is going to be attached to this genre. So you want to pick the biggest fitting. So thrillers, general. And so these don't dive into the weeds. You don't get the subgenres that you're going to get. Author. This is me. You can add a biography if you want. You can add your editor. You can add co-authors. Publisher, that's stuck because when you purchase the ISBN, you're purchasing it under a certain what you want. Who owns that? Your publishing name. Publication date. I don't have a date yet set for this one, so I'm going to go kind of out in the future to title status. Forthcoming. Make sure once it's active, you go in and change this to active. Your target audience. I don't like this one because it's not adult education. It's not really college. It's just everybody. But let's go college for now. I can change that later too. Book price, set your dollar amount now. Again, you're not married to this, but if you create a barcode based on this ISBN, it's what will come up, and that's what other people look. You can also go... there's some more details you can add as well. Oh, there we go, expanded. Language, copyright year. So here you're saying you're telling yourself it's copyrighted. So this is a more detailed view. I've already done that. You're telling what if you have the size. Like you only have to do these ones with the red star, but see, there's a lot more you can add here. A lot of information contained in that little number. All right, so I'm not going to submit it because I'm not ready to do that yet, but that's what it looks like to register that ISBN in Bowker. And once it's registered, that's what you use when you're publishing. Draft to Digital will ask you, do you have your own, or would you like one of ours? You just say, I have my own, and you use this number here. Okay, so that's how you register your ISBN. All right, everybody, I hope that helps clarify ISBNs, ASINs, copyright, barcodes. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not giving you legal advice. I want to make that clear. But ISBNs, if you're trying to save money, there's not a lot of downside to just taking the free ISBN. If you're to the point where you're creating an author business from your books, you're not just doing one book, you're wanting to create this as a business, I think it's a good idea to buy your own, bite the bullet, spend the money. Barcodes, again, you can buy them. You can create them for free in Canva, or there are other services out there. All depends on what you want to do. The great thing about self-publishing, in my opinion, is the print on demand. Instead of having to carry inventory, if people want your book on Amazon, they just buy your paperback and Amazon prints it and sends it to them. So you're not worried about carrying inventory and having barcodes and all that on your inventory. And if you are going to fairs or local events where you want to sell books, you can buy author copies on Draft2Digital or Amazon at printing cost plus shipping, and sell them that way instead of going out and finding your own printer. We'll talk about that more later. But again, ISBNs are important. Every book has one. You have to have one, but you don't have to pay for it if you're not ready to pay for it yet. Just make sure you know who you want listed as your publisher when you're going through and publishing the book. Whether that's you personally or a company you've created, that is what will pop up whenever you search for your book, whenever you search for the ISBN number of your book. All right. I hope that clarifies a few things. If you have questions, if I confused you and you want more clarifications, let me know in the comments. I do my best to answer every question that is posted, and I appreciate your comments. Again, if you'd like to support this work, I'm providing this information for free. It's a combination of all the things I've learned over the years. There are links in the description where you can support me, or you can get some cool or funny merch. Especially if you are a book nerd like me, hopefully you'll find them funny. So hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, hit the notification button, and we'll see you in the next lesson of self-publishing made easy.